DIY friends, welcome back to my channel. I'm Danie, and today's DIY in progress is another exciting episode of Love It All Thrifted. In this series, I take furniture pieces from your home that you've fallen out of love with. This is a piece that is super functional, but it just doesn't work aesthetically for you anymore, and you're fighting this internal battle to either keep it because it's functional or thrift it away because you just want something new. Today's episode comes with a twist because this year I put a call out on my Instagram sharing that I would help you find the perfect secondhand furniture item that maybe isn't your style, but the price is right, and my goal is to flip it and make you love it. So I'm heading out into the wild, hunting down the perfect pre-loved piece and upcycle it, and at the end I will present you with your new furniture piece, and it'll be up to you to decide if you are going to love it or maybe thrift it away after all. So with that said, let's get into it. Editor, roll the tape. Boop. This video is sponsored by LUME. Oh my gosh, I can't believe how long it's been since our last Love It or Thrifted episode. But that's about to change. We actually have a few of them coming your way in the next little while. So if you're not yet subscribed, make sure you do that because you don't want to miss all the cool thrift flips coming your way. So let's meet our furniture flipping candidate and find out what kind of piece are we flipping.
My name is Laura, and the reason that I submitted to be a part of this project is because I'm having a hard time finding something that gives enough personality to my dining room. We currently have something there that I thrifted previously, and now that we've moved into our current space, it isn't giving us enough storage, clothes storage in particular, and it's just a little bit smaller than we would like. So yeah, looking for something that, brings further color and personality into the space as well as just more function.
Now, if you know me, you know that I love a good sideboard upcycle. So when Laura said, find me the perfect sideboard with color, sold. Anyone who wants color, I'm in. So we know what she wants: color, personality, and storage. But what kind of style are we talking?
So I definitely lean towards, and my husband as well, more like mid-century modern. But I do love that 60s and 70s kind of funk as well. So we have a lot of natural kind of wood tones happening in our house, but then I really do love pops of color. As far as favorite patterns go, I love kind of groovy lines.
Okay, so MCN with the 60s, 70s twist, but add color. Honestly, I'm super excited that she mentioned the 60s because the 60s embraced futuristic designs inspired by, the atomic age and space exploration. So a lot of the hardware features that came on any furniture piece was starburst patterns, there was boomerangs, and that ball and stick design, you know what I'm talking about? That were kind of they were reminiscent of the atomic structures. It's one of my favorite eras. I think it's so fun to play with, but she also said she loves groovy lines, which I want to take with a bit of a grain of salt. I want to find ways to bring in groovy lines, but I also want to do it with more of a modern twist. To finish our call, I always ask the person I'm flipping the piece for to tell me just a little bit more about who they are as a person, because I find sometimes it can inspire me to give a furniture piece just a little bit more personalization. So I said, who is Laura?
As far as qualities go, I guess that I like to think of myself as a very warm person. I like to feel cozy at all times. I love being out in nature. I love to read. Yeah, I'm pretty much I'm all over the map when it comes to books, but yeah, currently I love romantasy, fantasy, sci-fi, historical fiction. A little some crime, mystery. I feel I'm looking in the mirror here, but I love that my fantasy gals just find their way to be in the most magical way. So now I know maybe a little whimsy isn't off the table. So I knew this was going to be a challenge, and believe me, it was. It took me a long time to find the perfect piece, and I had to make some compromises in places where I knew that I could upcycle it in the best way possible so that Laura would be happy. So I think I found the perfect piece. I hope I found the perfect piece. It's waiting downstairs, so let's go see it.
I am so sticky, I had to come upstairs to the studio just to cool down. I feel sweaty and gross, but you know what? At least I don't smell, and that is because of the sponsor of today's episode, LUME. Not to be pronounced LUME, it rhymes with gloomy, like my garage. Yeah, needs some work. If you're new to LUME, LUME deodorant is a whole body deodorant for your pits, privates, and beyond. And I mean beyond in the many places, like here, and here, and here, and here, and oh yeah, and here. In all the crevasses. LUME was invented by OBGYN Shannon Klingman and is clinically proven to block body odor all day and continues controlling BO for 72 hours. It's skin safe, baking soda free, cruelty free, vegan, pH optimized to use anywhere on your body, paraben free, and they also have a wide range of aluminum free products available. It won't stain your clothes, it has a recyclable canister, and comes in 8 different scents. I've enjoyed using these products, and what I think is really unique about their brand is that it comes in so many different ways of how you can apply it on your body. So I have their deodorant stick here in the scent Toasted Coconut, and you can apply this anywhere. I also have the Invisible Cream in the scent Lavender Sage. I have it in the wipes in the scent Cool Cucumber, which is so great if you're traveling or just putting this in your bag on the go. I actually keep these in my truck. And then lastly, I have their body wash in the scent Clean Tangerine. That I love this scent. This is one of my favorite of all their scents. So if you want to smell as good as me, LUME Starter Pack Bundle is a great deal for new customers. It comes with a full-size stick of deodorant, a cream deodorant tube or spray, 2 free products like the wipes or the mini body wash, free US shipping, and just for my followers, LUME is offering an extra $5 off when you click the link in my description below and enter the code DIY Danie at checkout. That's a deal of over 40% off. All right, back to the grind. I may be sweaty, but at least I smell good. Woohoo! Well, here it is, my friends. The thrifted secondhand piece. Isn't she lovely? Isn't she lovely? This piece I was able to find secondhand for $300, and I think that was a steal. Apparently this was in storage for a very long time. It was meant to be an upcycle and just it never found its place, so here it is with me, now going to be upcycled again. Now this piece has seen some things. The top of it definitely needs some love. We have a veneer that's kind of bubbling. We have wood stains, scratches, you name it. Some of the end pieces is all scratched up. So it's in rough shape, but what's really unique about this piece is obviously the burl wood doors. Burl wood furniture normally will just take like an unusual growth or what they call the burl on the tree. It results in this very distinctive swirl grain pattern. Now these growths, which can be caused by stress or injury to the tree, this creates kind of like a one-of-a-kind texture that is highly sought after. I mean, burl wood furniture is often used in high-end pieces due to its unique and really intricate patterns, but we are starting to see so much more of it come forward in a contemporary space just because of how unusual, and people are looking for those conversational pieces in their homes. So I think that's why they're kind of coming back in a more contemporary way. But are people going to get mad at me if I wanted to cover this up? Because I too can respect a expensive furniture piece in the mid-century modern era. So covering this up does make me feel a little something on the inside. Maybe we can find a compromise. But before I talk about the design, I'm going to open these up. So each one, we have lots of space underneath. We got good space down here. And inside this cabinet, it actually already has 3 little notches to create some varying height shelves. In the middle, what I loved about this is it does have 2 drawers, which I was very happy about. I knew I needed to find a piece that had drawers, and Laura said that she hosts a lot, so I think the drawers are going to be great places for, you know, extra cutlery, the more like the stuff you only pull out for special occasions, candles, maybe some dining mats, you know, just things like that that you want to kind of keep in more of a space like this tucked away. But then we also have extra space down here, and then we also have a 3rd one, which this one did come with a shelf. The 3rd one is missing a shelf, but I figured I'll make a shelf If they want to use it, they can. If they don't, maybe this is great for some like taller items or maybe the board games that Laura talked about. So overall though, I think we have a great little piece on our hand. Everything is veneered, so if I wanted to keep it in its original state, I would have to just pull off all this veneer. It's so damaged. But I think because we are going to be adding some color, we're going to be able to fix this up and then paint over top of it, and you'll never know. I'm not gonna lie though, she is a bit hefty. This is a very thick 1-inch wood that goes around the whole piece and is quite heavy. And the problem is that Laura asked for a 18-inch piece and this is 19. However, there is a very large lip hanging off of this piece, and I think that if we cut this down, we can actually meet the 18 inches that she was looking for. The burl wood doors. Laura mentioned that she loves mid-century modern furniture. She also mentioned she has a lot of different wood types in her living room. And I don't want to mix match away from that. That's why she wanted something colorful, something to draw the eye. But then I got thinking, maybe I don't have to completely take away the fact that this is made with such a unique wood type. Maybe there's a way to highlight this burl wood, but do it in a way that even someone who doesn't like burl wood would still say, oh, that is so unique and interesting. I love it. But you know what? I think we got a really great piece on our hands. I'm very excited to flip this. So I just need to start cleaning it up. We need to remove the doors and anything that can be pulled out. And then we can get started on transforming this piece. So excited! Before I get started on any surgery, I always like to start with a clean furniture piece. This just kind of ensures I don't miss anything. So while I remove the hardware and clean this up, let me share a sketch of my general vision for this piece. If we quickly take a look at Laura's mood board, I noticed a common pattern among these inspo pics that was this rich, moody burgundy color. While she said maybe a dark blue or green could be a good option, I think I gotta listen to what her intuition is telling me. So I'm going to give this credenza, P.S. I'm pretty sure I call this a sideboard a bunch of times in this episode, but I'm like 96% sure that this should be considered a credenza, but who cares? If you do, I'm sorry, I guess. I don't know. I'm going to call it a credenza in my voiceover. Anyways, I'm going to give this credenza a moody paint up with a deep burgundy maroon for the front. I don't want to completely take away such a unique detail of this piece, so I want to create a 60s inspired star cutout detail that'll sit on top of the burl pattern to highlight it. Maybe I'll add hardware. I'm not 100% sure yet, but it definitely is going to be brass. So after looking at this piece, the veneer was showing a lot of water damage, and it came through in many ways: bubbling, white spots, discoloration, and there definitely was a few spots cracking in the veneer. This is not something you want to leave and just paint over. It needed to be fixed, and because I was painting it, this meant I didn't have to replace the veneer. I just had to peel up or remove any bad spots that were bubbling or broken. Basically, I gotta make this credenza much worse before it can get better, and you can see when I'm sanding it, all that water damage spots are really showing through now. I sanded and scuffed the entire thing. No surface was left untouched. Even if it wasn't damaged, I still wanted to scuff up the surface just to ensure it would take my paint later. To patch this bad boy, I'm using DAP's Platinum Patch. This stuff is a little more heavy duty than your average wood filler, so when I need a project to really fill in bad spots like this broken veneer, this is the stuff to do it well. And I'm being pretty generous with it because we can just sand it away after. Once all the big holes were repaired, I'm covering the entire surface with DAP's Premium Wood Filler. I'm using this to fill in the wood grain so that when I do go to paint the piece, it kind of leaves a nice, smooth, flawless finish and no wood grain would be seen. I know this seems laborious, but it is so worth it for a more professional looking paint job afterwards, and you can really see how it fills in the wood grain here. Once all the filler was dry, I carefully took my time sanding it away with a 120 grit, and honestly, this piece was so smooth to touch. As a final step to my prep, I removed the backboard. I'm not gonna lie, this had a bajillion staples holding it down, so I called in some help to make the process go faster. Thanks, Vanessa. She's a real staple in my life. Welcome to Dexter's Corner. Okay. And now we prime. Okay, friends, we've had a super productive but slow day. Sometimes the preparation takes a while, but it is so key to a successful project. But it looks great. Now that the back's off too, it's really easy to paint this. I'm just gonna prime the whole thing. I went back and forth of whether or not I was going to paint the inside, but I genuinely think it's just gonna look a lot cleaner if we do the inside as well. I do have something special that's going into the back plate, so I'm glad that we got all of that off. For the painting, I'm gonna be priming this. We're using my tried and true Extreme Bond primer. This is a Sherwin-Williams brand. It's my favorite. It just works super well, and I'm gonna spray it on. I am gonna have to water this down just a little bit to work a little bit better in my sprayer, but it should go on pretty quick if we're using the sprayer. So yeah, we kind of got our little corner booth here, our spraying booth, and I'm ready to go. So I'm gonna prep the paint and let's get spraying. Woohoo! Let's go paint. There was never a doubt in my mind that this cabinet was going to get a good layer of primer. As we know, I am painting this a deep purple, and if I was going out to buy primer specifically for this project, I would have bought a gray primer. For everyone's knowledge, a gray primer would have created a very neutral base. It kind of just removes the need for multiple coats when you're painting something red and just gives it a really nice finished look, but I already had this white primer, and maybe it would save me one coat, but whatever, you know, I'm just doing it to save on cost, but I'm sharing this fact should anyone need to go buy a primer to paint something a red tone. Okay, painting is done. Well, priming is done. We still need to do a lot more, but the priming went really well. I think it went on nicely. I'm gonna wait for that to dry tomorrow. We're gonna give it a nice light sand, and then it's gonna be ready to take some paint. It already looks like it took the paint really well. Oh, I'm so thrilled. The only thing I'm not sure about yet is if I wanna do the drawers. Like, I kinda think it would be nice when you open it up, it has this like nice wood detail here. I don't know. I think I'm gonna have to decide that last minute. It's not gonna end up being today. That is a tomorrow decision. Big things need to happen tomorrow, but I'm very excited to see how this piece starts to come together. It's gonna be great. I'll see you tomorrow, friends. Good morning, friends. This morning I woke up and I was thinking about it. I'm like, oh my God, I was gonna cut a little 3/4 inch piece off the front of this cabinet and I forgot to do that. Now I've already primed it and I was like, oh no, do I just let it go? I couldn't let it go. So first thing I did this morning was I got the front cut off. Although maybe that looked sketchy, it didn't feel sketchy at any point in time. I felt very much in control. I knew where everything was, and I think that's what's important. If it felt sketchy, I wouldn't have done it, but I think it turned out okay. So here we go. Here's that particle board. It's cut, but we do need to mud this, and I need to prime this, and then we will be back to where I was hoping to be by the end of the day yesterday. I feel so sweaty right now, and the day has just begun. I need a minute. Today I'm moving on to prepping the doors. I'll be moving around these doors quite a bit, so I'm taping off the burl fronts to protect it from paint and just DIY general mess. This might seem extreme, but these burl fronts are going to be my accented moment, and I can't take any chances on mucking it up accidentally. I'm sanding the backs with a 120 grit just to scuff up the surface to ensure it takes my primer paint. Moving on, I want to talk about the front of the cabinet doors because, like I mentioned, I want to highlight the burl wood, but I also want to do it in a way that's going to make sense because I can't guarantee that Laura's going to love the burl wood. It's not for everybody, but I think if we create some kind of moment around it and let it just be an accent, then I think it might be okay. But before I start cutting, I actually want to run upstairs because I want to show you what Vanessa's working on behind the scenes. Woohoo! Okay, so up in the studio, we got Vanessa up here, and she is working on a fun little wallpaper project because, as we know, I do not believe in a drawer that doesn't have a lovely surprise on the inside, but I also wanted the back of the cabinet to have that fun surprise as well. So check this out. We found this really cool retro wavy style pattern. It's so groovy, but like in a modern way, you know what I mean? What do you remember what this wallpaper was called?
Retro abstract charcoal on taupe.
They really got clever with that one. If you love this wallpaper, I will put it in the description box. This is a peel and stick. So this is the backer from the cabinet. So we're actually just going to lay it down, and then the whole back is just gonna be this wallpaper. And then on top of that, the inside of the two drawers that were at the top here are gonna get that same wallpaper detail. So it's a little pop of personality. It's something small, subtle, but you know what? I think it makes a huge difference. I hope I'm gonna do her proud. Do her proud! Woo! Teamwork, go! 21 and 7/8. 13 and 3/8. Really? It's my luck that nothing is ever a rounded or easy number to work within. Such is life for me, I suppose. I use my plunge saw to first cut the lengths. Running a giant 4x8 sheet, as thin and light as this board is kind of a pain in the butt on a table saw, so once I cut my strips with my plunge saw, I could cut the smaller size on the table saw from there. I needed to create a star template to keep this detail consistent across each door. Now, I wasn't exactly sure how I was going to do this. I was sort of just winging it and really wishing I had a CNC machine to do this for me, but alas, I don't. I'm using good old-fashioned printed paper and math. And I'm not gonna lie, my first try on this didn't look so hot. I just think that really ultimately the shape wasn't right. This totally didn't work. Back to the drawing board. I realized the idea wasn't wrong, just the star design was. So I did find a slimmer design, printed that out, and I opted not to cut it out on my scissors this time. I just glued it down to my board. Now, cutting this out with a jiggity saw can lead to a lot of error. Oh my God, I would have preferred to cut this on my bandsaw, or man, I could use a scroll saw right about now. That would be even better, but my bandsaw was broken. I don't have a scroll saw, so once again, we're using the tool I don't want to use, but I love doing things the hard way. How about you? And you can totally do this with the jig. You just have to take it slow and be super confident in your sanding, which I have become a professional sander now. It all seemed to work out though, because the next thing I knew, I had a template ready to go. You know, maybe I do things the hard way, but at least I proved you can do it with basic tools, and honestly, I think these were looking pretty awesome. Woo, okay friends, it is the end of the day. I feel pooped, my feet hurt, but I am happy with the progress that I made today. I actually think these look great. They turned out better than I expected, to be honest. I'm kind of like going back and forth about how I want to attach them onto the door. I don't really want to put nail holes in it. I could fix it, I am painting it, but then this MDF is so thin, I'm so worried about like ripping right through it. I kind of almost feel like maybe just a glue might be the best course of action. Need to noodle that and figure out what the best solution is. I'm gonna go wash my hands, I'm gonna go put my feet up, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. Good morning, DIY friends. I'm having one of those mornings where I feel very discombobulated. It's just like I can't find anything, and most of that has to do with my disorganization around this project. Mostly my disorganization around this garage in general. Everything's fine. It's very hot today. I don't do well with heat, so I'm trying to deal. And last night I stubbed my toe really bad, so I can't even put my foot in a good shoe. So I've been subjected to wearing my dog walking shoes, AKA my dollar store Crocs, and that brings me no joy. It's throwing off my groove.
No! You threw off my groove.
So anyways, I am going to be wearing these all day today. Might have to put them in sport mode just so I can DIY. Beep. Moving on, let's talk about the color because today is the big P-A-I-N-T ing day. Did I spell that right? P-A-I-N-T? Yeah, okay. Today's big painting day and we're all probably wondering what is the color that we are going for. Ta-da! Okay, so I have 3 hues here. This one's called Divine Wine. This one's called Death by Chocolate, and this one is the Twin Berry. This is the one that's in the back of my hallway right now. All 3 of these would look so good with the burl wood against it. But after assessing all 3 colors, I think Divine Wine is the way to go. I think that's our color. I love how deep it is. I love how moody it is. And it says Laura to me. So we're going with Divine Wine because after this day, we're going to need a glass of wine and it's going to be divine. First things first, I want to start painting the front pieces, the little star decal piece pop outs. And then once that's done, Vanessa's gonna start on the inside of the cabinet and then we're gonna spray the outside. I'm excited! Oh, oh, it's so good. Oh, wow. I need to paint these first because I don't want to have to put these on the front and then tape off the underneath. I just need to paint these first and then put them on. Then I'm going to mud the sides. It's going to ruin some of my paint job, but I'm going to fix it afterwards. I kind of have to like make it good, then make it messy, and then make it good again so that I don't have to paint around the little inside pieces of the star detail. You know what I mean? Does that make sense? Hopefully that makes sense. Let's paint! Ooh, ooh, she's so good.
There's no better feeling than the excitement of a good paint color. Woohoo! I can't remember if I mentioned this, but I am covering the cabinet in Bear's Cabinet and Trim Paint in satin. It has a little bit of a sheen, but it's super durable and can handle a lot of traffic. This was going to be in a dining space that is used for hosting. It would likely be a surface to place a lot of items on, being in a high traffic area, so I needed a good paint that can handle that hustle of life. Is that what we say? Yeah, let's go with that. This paint did not need to be watered down. It is already pretty thin, but man, oh man, does it spray well. Look at that color going on. Oh, she looks stunning. And this was just one coat. I still get chills when I see a furniture piece start to transform like this. Oh, I just love it.
I'm very happy.
The front still needed a little time to dry, so I moved on to painting the interior with a roller. I could have sprayed this, but there are just so many nooks and crannies and I didn't want the sprayer to muck up the paint job I did on the front, so rolling it was. This paint does settle really well, it evens out, so even if I had rolled this entire cabinet, it still would have looked great. But you know, waiting for paint to dry ain't fun, but handsome dogs are, so here's Kenobi while we wait. After coat 2, the exterior was looking pretty darn good if I do say so myself.
Okay, sorry for the mess that is behind me. Okay, I am pulling up my first piece. The big moment. So this is going to get attached to the front of this, and it should, in theory, fit nicely. That it does. Ooh, that's so cool, look. That's fun. So what I need to do now is I'm going to add some glue to the back of this, spray my door with the accelerator, and then Bob's your uncle. Oh my gosh, that was so nerve-wracking. That looks good. Okay. Whew.
Once Once all the fronts were on, I took my platinum patch wood filler and started filling in the gaps on the side to make it look like one consistent edge. Like I said earlier, I had to make these look nice to ruin them so I can make them nice again. Feels counterintuitive, but it was necessary. Patience is the name of the game if you want it to look good. After sanding, all the doors finally got their first coat of paint.
Okay, so I'm waiting on my doors to dry so I can do a second coat. I figured I might as well do the backside first, so if any damage by accident comes to them, at least it's on the backside. And then I can fix up the good side. But I do want to cut a second shelf. So the cabinet came with one shelf originally, but there is space for a shelf on the other side, and I feel like I'd be doing Laura a disservice if I don't cut her another shelf. So I have this scrap piece of plywood here. So I think I'm just gonna use this, cut this down, and easy peasy, quickie, shelfie.
Because I had paint drying, I decided to cut my plywood outside to keep the dust down in the garage, because your girl has no dust extraction system in her garage yet, as we know. But soon, friends, soon. Then we will be laughing.
When will then be now? Soon.
The front lip got some edge banding, which was nice because I got to use this moment to teach Vanessa the art of edge banding in all its horrid glory. We did our best to try and match the original shelf color, and we didn't do too bad. It did require a combination of dark walnut and espresso together. The final step of the day was adding the backboard to our credenza, and ooh, does that wallpaper not look so good with the divine wine? I am obsessed. And I'm just securing it in place with my electric stapler. Keeping it easy, working smart, not hard.
Well, today was a busy day. But friends, does that cabinet not look freaking cool with that wallpaper behind it? Oh my God, I'm obsessed. I'm obsessed with the color. I love how deep it dried. Like, it's just such a perfect dark maroon purple. Oh, I'm obsessed. I love it. The doors are turning out okay. I mean, it could be worse. I do need to do another coat, but as I planned, it had to get messy before it could get better, and it's starting to look much better now. So one of the doors did end up having a little bit of an oopsie. Some of the MDF ended up ripping, so I do need to fix that. But it's fixable, so that's all that matters. So I'm gonna fix that, do one more coat on these. I need to get a finish coat on the shelf that Vanessa stained for me, and then we basically are done. I am 50-50 right now on hardware, and I think I'm gonna have to make that call once I see it in the space. Like, I think I'm gonna not put the hardware on it until I kind of see if it makes sense to have the hardware. It already has that little lip here, so technically this doesn't need hardware, but would it look cool with hardware? I don't know. So I think I'm gonna make that decision once I actually get to Laura's space, and then we go from there. But with that said, I'm gonna finish this project, and I will see you when we're at Laura's. Woohoo! Okay, friends, I'm at Laura's. The cabinet is in. It looks so good. I'm like, this color is so good. I just need to add a couple pieces, and then we're gonna be ready to reveal it to her. I'm so excited. I hope she loves this. Okay, let's go set it up. You asked me to find you a new sideboard, credenza. You wanted it to have color. You wanted it to have personality. You wanted it to feel moody. Are you ready to see your lime green sideboard? What? I'm just kidding. Okay, on three. I'll let you look. 1, 2, 3. Oh my gosh. This is stunning. Oh gosh, okay. This is stunning. Yeah? Danie, this is so beautiful. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, I love it. I'm thinking that. Do you love it? I love it. You love it? It
makes my space look so much like bigger and like
and cozier.
and elegant.
Yeah, right? That's what we were saying. We're
Oh
like,
my
it really pulls this room together.
And this, I'm already picturing it like in the holidays with like all my like candles and stuff. Like I love it. Like thank you so much.
Okay,
Like,
do you want to see what more inside?
Yes.
Okay, so I'm gonna show you the drawer. So inside the middle, there are 2 drawers so you can have for your candles. Yes. And for, you know, just for like napkins and like tablecloth stuff. Like I always love that. But inside the drawer,
that is so good.
Right? Isn't it fun?
So good.
It's got a really fun kind of like groovy lines.
Yeah.
And so this is in the drawers, but it's also in the back of the cabinet.
Leila, what do you think?
These 2 mirror each other. Are all
like
your
it.
toys gonna go in there so they don't have to be out in the open?
Maybe.
Yeah, are you happy? Oh, you gave you a dresser drawer too?
I love it.
Are you
That's
excited?
such a nice touch in the back.
It's like subtle, but like, hey, you know what? It's a little pop of something. And it's just fun. I just always love a fun little surprise on the inside.
And also just like
It's so
this
fun.
wood in the back
So
here.
that's the burl wood.
It's better than I actually could have picked out for myself. So like, thank you so much, Danie. And like, this is truly art in my space. Like, it's incredible that you were able to put this together like this. It's amazing.
Okay, so let's stand up because I have a very important question for you. All right, so I found you a new sideboard. The question is, this being the first of this type of swap, because this time I found the piece for you. So are you going to love it? Or did I not hit the mark and you're like, I'm just gonna end up thrifting this away and I gotta start over?
I am going to love it. I love this. This is a family heirloom now. Like, can I hug you? Like,
Oh,
thank you.
I'm
Leila
so
loves it too.
glad. I'm so glad. I like, it's, whew, I feel relieved.
I love it. I love it so much. Thank you.
Well, we have another happy customer. Thank goodness. I was a little nervous. I mean, I took some chances on this one, but I'm so happy with the way it turned out. You guys should let me know, what did you think of this cabinet makeover? Would you put this color in your home? Comment down below. Sending so much love to my Patreon family. You guys, I love you and thank you for supporting me through the sneak peeks of this project. If you're looking for a DIY community to root you on through your DIY projects, then join. It's in my description box. Also, if you love my content and you want it early and ad-free, well then my Patreon is definitely the place for you. But of course, my friends, thank you so much for coming along this Love It All Thrift It. I'm just thrilled we have another secondhand piece in a happy home. Thank you so much for watching and I'll see you guys next time. Stay positive, stay creative, love your magic and keep on DIYing. Bye-bye.